Sup, bro?
What's up, bro?
And welcome everybody to the show. This is Peliculas with the Bros. My name is Adrian.
My name is Ivan.
And Peliculas with the Bros is a show where me and my brother Ivan discuss a movie. Every week we discuss a new movie. Ivan, what's the movie of the week?
Transformers: Rise of the Beasts.
Correct. But before we get into that, thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. We're a YouTube show and we're also a podcast. So if you like that kind of thing, go to either of your choice. Go to YouTube, look us up, Peliculas with the Bros. Hit that subscribe button. Leave a comment, something like that. Let us know what you think about this movie, Transformers: Rise of the Beast. Also, if you like podcasts, go to your favorite podcast platform of choice. Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Breaker, Deezer, iHeartRadio, wherever you listen to your podcast, Spotify. Look us up, Peliculas with the Bros. We should be there. And lastly, before we get into this movie, Ivan, what's your final thoughts on Spider-Man Across the Universe?
Top 5 of the year.
Easily.
Maybe one.
Maybe. That's the big question. I started my top 5 list like 2 weeks ago. This made it to number 2.
Okay.
I'll give you $10 if you can guess number 1, but you won't guess it.
Transformers.
Nope. And I was looking at 1 and 2. I'm like, 2 is technically better than 1, but 1 is just me. 1 is like what I like.
I don't know. I don't know.
Whatever. Ivan, get ready to roll out as we discuss the movie of this week.
Transformers: Rise of the Beasts.
What would your noise be? Too easy.
I'm simple.
Okay. Ivan, while I do this little rigmarole, you can go ahead and show them this mask that you have. So I got these 2 toys from Target, and put the mask closer to your face because it won't come out. Oh, actually, you can see it. Oh, no. I got these 2 toys from Target, Transformers. I plan on returning them tomorrow because they cost $30 each.
Why'd you get them?
Just for funsies and to show you and to have something to play with. Obviously, I'm not good at spending my money, so. But anyways, this mask is pretty cool because show them again. It's Bumblebee, but it's a transformer. It can transform into an actual robot. Yeah. So Ivan, while I do this, you try to transform that, and you have instructions. You have instructions right there if you want to use them.
I don't need that.
I'm pretty sure you do. All right. Transformers: Rise of the Beast, directed by Stephen Caple Jr. It's written by 5 guys. They don't really matter. It doesn't really matter. But literally written by 5 different guys. The premise of this movie: a planet-sized god and his minions are after an item that will make the god invincible. The Maximals, a Cybertron race of Transformers, have that key. Their planet gets destroyed by this said god, but not before they escape to a little planet called Earth. Cash rules everything around me. Couldn't get the money. Dollar. Yes, I should have do that. Gotta calm down. The cast of this movie goes as follows: Anthony Ramos, Anthony Ramos as Noah Diaz, Dominic Fishback. Whoa, what a weird name. As Elena Wallace, Luna Lauren Velez as Brianna Diaz, Toby and what's that guy? The rapper Toby and Wigwe. How do you say
Is
his
he the
name?
guy with the licorice?
Yeah. Did you know he was a rapper?
No.
Damn, Ivan, you're out of touch. Then obviously Peter Cullen as Optimus Prime, the guy that always plays Optimus Prime. Ron Perlman as Optimus Primal. Get it? Peter Dinklage as Scourge.
Okay.
I had no idea. Michelle Yeoh as Eraser. Pete Davidson as Mirage.
Oh, that was him.
I was trying to place a name, but I was like, no, I can't do it.
It just sounded like he didn't sound unique at all.
I think it's because of they put like electronic noise over the voice, whatever. What else we have here? I guess that's all that matters. And the premise is the cast, the director. Okay, Ivan, you gotta stop now. Now you gotta listen. It took too long. Show them how far you got. I think you could have got farther if you used the instructions.
I wanted to tinker with it.
Okay, that's fine. Ivan. Stephen Caple Jr. He's the director of this movie. He made 2 movies before this.
Okay.
The Land. Didn't see it either. And Creed 2. Wow, so much So much to say with those eyebrows going up, nose going down, nostrils flaring out, lips puckering, mustache twinkling in the light. um, do you have any opinion on this guy? Given that you've only watched 2 of his films, because I'm assuming you watched Creed 2.
I watched half of Creed 2.
Oh.
I was a little bored.
'Kay.
To be honest.
You might as well. To be honest, you know? Because, like, you just said, be honest.
It melded together in my mind.
You're, like, transforming the freaking phrase
Language.
as you wait. Man, you can't transform everything, Ivan.
It's like I'm using English like jazz.
One of my favorite, like, quotes, I think millions of people said it, but it's, language is a technology.
Mm-hmm.
And I just love that idea.
Mm.
Continue on. Stephen Capel Jr. Yeah. For me, it's like, haven't seen any of your other movies. You got this role, which is a pretty big directing role, you know?
Mhm.
200 milli, big franchise. Expected to make at least 600. I'm guessing should probably make $1 billion, but whatever. But one of the things that I think is important is that he's African American.
Okay.
And I think they wanted to go with the African American voice for this movie. And I think...
I didn't really get it.
what part?
His voice.
No, well, I should say maybe not his voice, but like for a movie that's so...
Hip-hop.
indebted to African American culture, you probably need an African American director.
But
And this is why... Go ahead.
what was this? How was this indebted to?
I think... So that's... we'll talk about that in a bit.
Okay.
Because that's one of my main critiques of
Gripes?
this film.
Okay.
Yeah. But how the sausage was made, Ivan, Transformers.
Hmm.
What are Transformers? Show them this toy. This is what Transformers are. Like, before it was a show, before it was a movie, it was toys created by Hasbro and this other company. But essentially, Hasbro's like, we need to sell a new toy. And that's how they used to do it. I think they probably still do it. Like, toy companies make toys out of thin air, and they hope they go big, and Transformers went big.
Yeah.
You ever have a Transformer toy in your life?
A few. I think about them sometimes.
Are they notable in your life? Are they?
I wish I still had them.
You wish you had them? I think I have like that cheetah one.
I had one that was like a jet.
Ooh. Was it that jet? What's the jet guy?
Starscream?
Scars.
I don't think it was him.
What a name. It's a good name. Transformers shows? Have you ever watched any Transformers shows as a youth?
Ute? I remember watching,
I
it was
need
like a
that.
3D one.
Uh-huh.
Not like the OG one.
Not the OG?
No.
Oh. So I just rewatched the I didn't rewatch it, I should
Hmm.
say. I skimmed through the
Hmm.
OG one. Beast Wars, Transformers. And that's the one I grew up with. And at that age, I really liked it. Skimming through it, oh my God. So it was 1996,
Mm-hmm.
CGI.
Yeah.
I mean, computer animated, but it was so bad. Oh my God. Like,
On rewatch?
what?
On rewatch, it was bad?
No. The 3D of it all was really bad. Because obviously, 1995,
Yep.
this isn't Pixar. And man, you could
Or
tell.
Sony Animation Studio.
And they had, don't do that.
Oh.
They had a cheetah.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, they had what's it, primate?
A monkey?
Monkey? Not a monkey.
Ape?
An ape. They had a rhino. But they had a rat transformer.
Like tiny one?
It was like, honestly, it was as big as the
Ugh,
cheetah. And it
gross.
was so weird. Rewatching, I'm like, oh yeah, they did have a freaking rat as their transformer, and he was a like half good, half bad guy.
Hmm.
Anyways, the Transformer movie franchise, Bumblebee, the last Transformer movie, it kind of reinvigorated the franchise. The previous two Transformers before Bumblebee were kind of neglected, you could say.
Mm.
I remember watching Bumblebee, and a lot of people thought it was good. And I don't remember what the freaking movie was about. I just know that it was more like character based. Have you ever watched Bumblebee?
I watched it 2 days ago.
Jesus.
2 days
Christ
ago, I
on a
watched it.
cracker, Ivan.
Yeah.
And
3 out of 10. 3 out of 5. I mean,
I was like, oh my god. 3 out of 5. But do you see? Is there like a linkage as far as like feel to this movie, or is it like just completely different?
It's pretty similar. Like they did it was really cookie cutter sort of feel.
Uh huh.
You could tell like it felt like a high end Disney movie, like that would be on TV. Like if I
Okay.
saw this on Disney,
Like a Disney Channel movie.
if I saw this when I was like 10, I'd be like, whoa, this is something else.
That's a good point, and we'll talk about that later. Uh huh.
Um, but it was just so like boringly predictable, but like it's also for kids who don't
Yes.
care about anything like that.
Yep.
But I think it's just unfair. I feel
Yeah.
like, come on, just put a little extra work to make it for everyone.
Okay. I have the same kind of feeling about this movie, and we could talk about it
Hmm.
in a bit. But the original Transformer movie,
Hmm.
do you remember that one? Shia
Michael
LaBeouf,
Bay.
Megan Fox, Michael Bay. Honestly, that movie hit me like the first time a baby has like Coca-Cola, like,
Okay.
or like the first time you realize you're a teenager. You know, you're like, damn, freaking badass. You know, that's what Transformers was to me.
I was thinking because Transformers 1 and Bumblebee are kind of the same kind of story.
Yes.
Where like first it's just Bumblebee and then eventually the rest come in.
Yeah.
That sort of thing.
Yes.
But just crazy how much the Michael Bay one is like, this is so unique. Even if it's not like the best movie ever, it's definitely like nobody else would have made that like him.
Yeah, I think like the main, just thinking about it, like the main difference between Bumblebee and Transformers, the first one, is maybe obviously it's like the Michael Bay version of Transformers, so you get like the slow motion cutscenes and
Mm-hmm.
the music in the background, the sexy woman. But it's like it's like manly, right?
Yeah.
Where Bumblebee is more like,
Womenly.
yeah. I think that's like the horrible way of saying it, but that's what I mean.
I think it's more like it could go in the middle. Like a guy and a girl could easily like Bumblebee, but a girl watching Transformers 1, they're like, oh, they're for boys.
Yeah.
I can tell.
Okay, that's a good way. Yeah, that's a good way of saying it. But come on, Shia LaBeouf, just like at his tip top, like that's when he was just becoming that superstar. He has this like kind of quirkiness, but still believable that he can be a badass.
Mm-hmm.
Michael Bay at his pinnacle. Megan Fox, romance topped it off, you know. And then, do you remember John Turturro in that movie?
Yes.
He was just like zany, and it felt right.
Yeah.
Great movie, Evan.
Yeah.
The second Transformer, I barely remember it. The third one, I remember liking it, watching it on a computer. I liked it. I didn't watch it in the theaters. A lot of people didn't really like it, but I liked it. And I never watched 4 or 5. How about you?
I think I watched them all.
Favorite ones other than 1?
Probably two.
Were 4 and 5 bad?
It was just like really, you're doing this? Like, you don't have anything.
Bay. Hey, Mike Bay. MB.
MB.
No.
Why?
Okay, fair. Enough of that. Ivan, what do you think of Transformers: Rise of the Beast?
It's good.
Holy shit.
My God.
Yeah, it
It's
was okay.
Like it's technically good,
Yeah, technically it was good.
but do you want to be technically good in this world?
If you're technically good, you're technically bad.
Yeah, you're average.
You're average, baby. Yeah, I have my note right here. Everything was just borderline okay, and they were trying to reach that like good status, but they couldn't claw their way into it.
Just felt like I feel like these are the type of movies that would, like an AI could make amazingly well,
Yep.
and nobody would even or notice.
Yes, the prompt into Chat GPT would be, "I want to make a Transformers film with this cast
Mm-hmm.
and add a little hip hop soundtrack to it, and the final battle should be this,
Yeah.
and it would be able to make the script easily.
Mm-hmm.
Um, the some of the gripes I have with this movie is like the connection between the two brothers. Like it just
Oh.
feels too sentimental, like too
Oh.
corny.
Yeah. Like he is too good of a reason to do this.
Yeah.
Like, all right.
Like
Nobody exists like this anymore.
yeah, you're trying to make you put this kid is fighting freaking cancer. Of course, I'm gonna root for this family. Like, oh man, Bumblebee getting killed was just like
That was so weird. I thought he was gonna go poof, 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 and then just explode his mind out. I'm like, oh wow, they're going all out, and then just like, zzz, like, oh, so he's gonna live later.
and I don't have any connection to Bumblebee at this point. Like, I get he's like a fan favorite, but I when he gets killed, I'm like,
They did the same to Optimus in like 2 or 3. We're like, oh, he's dead, but we can revive him. And it was cool back then, but you can't use it twice, you know?
The set pieces were okay with a few exceptions. A couple were pretty cool. For me, the mix of the 90s hip hop, like I understand that this movie's set in the 90s and they're imbuing it with 90s hip hop music, but it felt too clean.
There's
Like
2 obvious references. It was like in the background, this was playing. It's like, oh, we're in the 90s because this show was playing. And they did the same with Bumblebee with the music too.
yeah. To me, that and also just the fact that the film looks so pristine. Like you can't have 90s gritty hip hop with the soundtrack with the look of this film, you know?
Yeah.
Throw some grit on it. I could talk about that more later. And it isn't a horrible movie, like you said. It's good. It's fine. It's technically good, but it isn't as bad as like Shazam or Black Adam. Or
Half
am I
right.
wrong?
It's not as bad as Shazam. I think Black Adam was more fun.
You are like, how should I say this? I think you're Black Adam's only fan, only true fan.
Thank you. That means a lot.
Okay.
Appreciate that.
Back to the over sentimentality of this movie.
Yes, sir.
The corny bros. They have a quote and like a forgettable handshake. The thing that I did to you
Not
today.
doing it again.
Okay. And it's just I don't like it. And it's not like the fault of the actors. I think it's just they're trying to speed up everything, and them adding these brothers that have this deep connection doesn't feel real to me, or I don't want to believe it at least. My wife, she went to watch this movie with me, and there's a point when the little brother's like, "You're from Brooklyn. You're from 925 B Street."
Brooklyn, baby.
I know that too.
They said that too.
Yeah, when they said that, I'm like, you're
That's
in this
me.
movie. And when he said that, my wife's like, "Oh my god, like why does that even matter?"
Yeah. There's like a tiny trend of like making them come out of like Brooklyn, like a main character. And like that's, oh, if you're from Brooklyn, you're real.
Yeah,
Like it kind of like Miles Morales did that, but
better.
yeah. Especially in the first, into the Spider-Verse, there's like a 2-minute montage of Brooklyn. And it was like super, and it felt right. And it wasn't like, we're in Brooklyn now. It just,
Brooklyn, baby.
just setting up that they're there.
Yes.
This is like someone who's not from Brooklyn saying like, "Oh, I'm from Brooklyn."
Yeah.
Like if you got to say you're from it, then you're not from it. That sort of thing.
If you ain't about it, don't say it.
Yes.
Side note: Anthony Ramos, this character, he played the exact same character in that musical that came out 2 years ago in the pandemic, In the Heights.
Oh, really?
Just like a Brooklyn guy, through and through.
It's kind of like, does he feel guilty? You know,
Yeah.
Like
I
if-
mean, if you were him,
money.
hey, you want to be Transformers? Hell yeah. You just didn't know that you're gonna be like the same. I mean, I guess you kind of did know,
But still, like at a point, maybe you're just like, I need the money. Like I need like having the role is more important. Not even the money, just like having your name out there is more important than. But I think this stuff kind of poisons you a bit, like your resume.
yeah. I don't know. Yeah, because he's super talented. He was like in Hamilton. He can sing and dance and probably rap.
Yeah.
Obviously, he can rap. I don't know. There does come a time when like I want a house. I don't want to be in Brooklyn, baby, all the time. Where in a one bedroom apartment. I don't know. Who knows? Um, Also, another thing I had a gripe with was like the zero to hero concept, where like this guy Noah, the Anthony Ramos character, 5 seconds ago he was creating a black box for his homie so he could
Yeah.
watch HBO illegally. 1 hour later, he's like, "Nah, this is my home. I gotta save Earth."
That's like a mental illness. It has to be.
But like the writing for that, that jump was not believable.
Yeah. I don't know.
Again, this movie isn't bad. It's just like we have time to shit on it. Let's shit on it.
Yeah.
What are some good things? I don't know.
It ended at one point.
Fudging Christ.
G.I. Joe.
Don't do it yet.
Oh,
I have a good bit on that.
okay.
Also, like Elena the intern, the intern,
You lose me.
the
Oh, okay, yes.
Elena the intern.
Yes. They could have not had the guy and just have her go.
Yes.
And then she would
But
do
then
it.
you lose. They're like, oh, then you lose the brother. There's no tie-in to the brother. Yeah, no.
Sucks.
I'm trying to save him. She gives like a monologue about her dad on an airplane ride to Peru to save the world, and she's like, "My dad always said," and like, how do I say this? We don't need to know what your dad said. I'm sorry that he passed away, but. And why am I saying sorry? He's not a real character. The point is, it's not believable for a girl to be like on a random plane ride with Transformers hanging out and a random guy from Brooklyn, baby, hanging out with her. And she's like, well, my dad always said, and that's why I'm going to be somebody one day.
Mental illness.
Okay, thank you. You get me. This movie did have a national treasure feel to it.
I guess, yeah.
When they're like trying to imbue it with the... How do you say this word? I can't say it.
Archaeological
stuff. My one gripe with that is like there's a point when she's on the internet, which this is like 1995, I assume. She's on the internet and like she clicks on a link and it instant, and then it has like photos load instantly. I'm like, nope, that's wrong. And the photos are like crystal clear. I'm like, no. I'm a web developer.
Was Google even there?
Nope.
How?
I don't know.
Doesn't even make sense.
I mean, the internet was created by like by university people.
Yeah.
To like research stuff and have like links to things.
Oh, maybe that's what she used.
This Alana character, she's kind of suspicious, The hip hop of it all. Listen to this. This is the songs they use in this movie. Cream, Wu-Tang.
Okay.
Check the Rhyme, A Tribe Called Quest. Represent, Nas. Rebirth of Slick, Diggable Planets. You probably don't even know these songs because you're not even a hip hop head.
But the parents loved it. They're like, Wu-Tang.
I mean,
get out of here.
I'm a parent.
Get out of here.
That's kind of crazy.
Oh, my God.
The choice is yours. Black Sheep, Mama Said Knock You Out, LL Cool J, Hypnotize, Notorious B.I.G. You get my point. The point is, they have this music. How should I say this? If I were given a movie to direct and they gave me these songs, I would feel so stressed out of like how to like properly use these songs. But at the same time, I would try to honor them.
Yeah.
I'm not saying this movie doesn't use them correctly, but it doesn't use them correctly.
I think it's
like you should make a banger of a movie with this.
like you shouldn't use like the top 10 rap hits of the 90s if you're not gonna like absolutely use them. Like Hypnotize, maybe like top 10 rap just famous wise songs ever.
Yep.
And you're just gonna throw it for a Transformers movie
for a goof,
for a little goofy goof. I'm thinking of like Tarantino where he has his music but it's like songs you don't know but it fits so well that he makes it known now. Or
more recent example, who uses like more pop songs is Gun.
Oh yeah.
Like, okay, you can even use big songs,
Mm-hmm.
well-known songs, but use them where they freaking hit you like a Mac 10.
Yes.
These hit me like a Uzi.
A little one.
Yeah, little Uzi. Uzi Vert. And just look at like Spider-Man,
Yeah.
like done right. That's how you do it right.
Yep.
And there's a movie that you didn't watch. It's called 2001. I told you about it with Taylor.
Swift.
Nope. Kanye West Taylor.
Oh, Swift. Tiana Taylor.
Tiana Taylor. Gritty 90s scenery setting. They use hip hop, but they use it the right way.
Yes.
That being said, I like the random Transformers in this film.
What do you mean?
The cargo plane.
Oh yeah.
Hey, buddy.
I like those. Like because they seemed the most real, like that, and then the Ecuadorian or whatever.
The Peruvian taxi van.
Yeah, I like that guy.
Cool guy. What kind of Transformer do you wish you were?
Optimus Prime.
Like, no.
Oh.
Jesus Christ. Any originality.
Oh.
Your own, if you can get like any
Vehicle?
vehicle, what would it be?
I think like a jet.
Okay. That's pretty good.
Because I want to fly.
The Porsche is a good pick. The Mirage character. I like the Cybertruck from Tesla.
It was in there?
No, I would like
Oh,
to be
okay.
a
I was
Tesla
like,
Cybertruck.
Geez, how'd I miss that?
Or like an old car with a British accent. Like a
Like an Aston
yeah,
Martin. Some
like a James Bond kind of spin-off.
That'd be cool. I don't know why they haven't done that, like the James Bond car, and then just have them act like James Bond.
Yeah, that'd be so funny. Oh, that'd be so good. Also for goofs, the Colombian taxi bus.
Oh yeah.
Imagine that, the Chiva just transforming.
It's like I was thinking like a racist Colombian accent, but I can't even do one.
I know. Just imagine like a Pablo Escobar type of thing.
Narcos. Ooh, a Narcos transformer. Ooh,
He comes out with dust.
like LeBron.
Oh man, that'd be good. Okay, moving on. The last scene of this film. Noah goes on a job interview, and it ends up being a pitch to join G.I. Joe. Ivan, are you hyped for that? Oh, Ivan, no. He's falling asleep, people. Ivan, wake up. Ivan, wake up.
Ah! I'm not.
When you saw that, what'd you think?
I had a little. I had it
get
spoiled.
pissed?
I got it spoiled.
Okay.
Like I didn't care. I was more like
You have something on your nose. You have like, there. You got it off.
I just didn't want him to be in G.I. Joe because he's like
Average.
like
Average Joe.
G.I. Joe. I don't know. He didn't fit to what I mean, I guess I never watched G.I. Joe. It just felt random, and it felt like an Avengers thing. Like, that's Nick Fury. You're going to do that to us? Like, how are you going to copy Nick Fury like that?
Gotcha. Well, when it happened, I was like, honestly, that got me the most excited in the entire movie because it didn't get spoiled to me. But that being said, I'm not looking forward to a G.I. Joe Transformer movie because if this movie's any indication, it's just going to be average.
And like, does anyone even know G.I. Joe anymore? Like, it's the parents now. Like, Transformers is still kind of cool.
I think that's one of the issues the original G.I. Joe movies didn't do too well. It's because they just didn't have a hit target to hit, like
I think it's too late. I feel like dead IP, that sort of thing.
well, anyone can revitalize.
But
Any good director can
But
revitalize.
they're not going to do it with this.
That's the issue, yeah. Like, you need a good vision for this.
Yeah.
That being said, having it not spoiled to me, like, I was able to have, like, an imagination of what that card would say.
Mm-hmm.
So when he gave him the card, I was like, what if it says Hasbro? And it's like, oh my god, they're gonna tie in the whole Hasbro stuff.
Oh,
So and then after it said G.I Joe, I was like, oh, that's funny, that's cute. I was like, oh, what if it said Barbie or Ken,
oh my
like
god.
K.E.N.
Oh my god.
We need guys like you.
Ken, and it's like a Barbie spinoff.
Come on, man.
10 years we're gonna have like the toy universe. It's gonna be Barbie, Optimus Prime, G.I. Joe,
Keep going.
those hippopotamus game things.
Yeah. Hungry Hippo.
Yep.
He-Man.
What else is there?
I don't know. Nothing good, Ivan. Nothing good.
Trash.
To your earlier point, you were thinking about Bumblebee. You were saying this movie's average, but it's not meant for me, and that's a good point. The way this movie's written, the visuals, it's obviously meant for 13-year-old boys, 10-year-old girls type of movie. It's teenage boys, not in high school yet. Like, this movie's made for someone that's not smart enough to realize that this movie's not the best.
I think it's really for kids, like just kids.
Yes. But that being said, there is still a way to make a freaking dope ass movie for kids and it not be just average. We saw
Spider-Verse.
Spider-Verse, right? I think we're gonna see it with the upcoming Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle movie.
Yeah.
And it just makes me think like Lord and Miller, just like they know what they're doing. And I had this like little experiment, and I guess we can do it after. Let's do it now. Let's rate the movie. Out of 5. What's the key? What's that thing called?
Keys.
Out of 5 keys.
That's how average this is.
Out of 5 keys. How many keys is this?
You have 3 keys.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn. 3.5. It was like entertaining enough to
Yeah. I
kill myself.
just don't want that.
Yeah, I know. That being said, if you were 13 years old, 12 years old, what would you rate this movie?
2.
Like, put yourself in those. You're 13 years old, and you're watching this movie.
I would have to not have seen the other Transformers.
Yeah, exactly. You're 13 years old. The last Transformer was like 5 years ago, so you would have been 8 years old or 7 years old.
I don't know. That's tough.
No, you got to do it. 13 years old.
But I don't even know what I liked when I was 13.
I would give this. I think I did the similar thing where I looked at my age at 13. But anyways, I'd give this a 4. Like, oh, that was cool. Oh.
If I saw it on TV, then like a 4.5. I can say that.
Oh, just like a randomly, like, oh, this is cool.
No, if they advertise like next month, be prepared for the Transformers live action movie, and it shows like real Optimus and all that, I would have been like,
wait. Oh, so you're saying if it's like a direct to TV?
yeah.
Oh. I was thinking of more like how they used to do it back in the day when like Spider-Man premiering on TBS, the world premiere on TV. Remember those? When they used to do world premieres of movies on TV.
Oh.
Like first time ever it's been on TV.
No, I'm thinking like
Disney Channel.
Like a Smart House Xenon.
Come on. If that movie was that, I'd be like, this is a 5 out of 5.
Yeah.
Come on, I'm getting a 3D freaking Autobot. Last thing I want to say about this movie, my theater going experience. It was actually a packed house with a bunch of kids, and it was cool. But there was 2 kids in front of me that were just acting a fool. They had popcorn thrown at each other the whole time and like giggling the whole time, not even watching the film. Person next to them was like pissed off. But the funny thing about it was they left. I thought they didn't have a chaperone, but they did. It was like a guy in front of them, and it was one of the kids' parents or something, a dad.
Okay.
But the kid that didn't have his dad with him, he had a tub of popcorn, right?
Mm-hmm.
When the movie finished, this motherfucker, he went to the icy thing and he filled the popcorn tub with icy. And the dad who wasn't his dad, it was the other kid's dad. He's like, Oh well.
It must be crazy because, like, if I was that dad, I would have been like, that kid's going to kill somebody one day. You should not hang out with them.
Yeah.
But you can't tell your kid that because they won't understand, like, what psychology, no, psychopathy is.
Yeah.
You know? Not that he's going to do that, but it's just such a red flag for someone to be, like, disrespectful like that.
But if you were that dad, would you let it get to that point? Oh, dead.
If I was that dad, I don't know. Probably just.
No, if I was that dad, they wouldn't be throwing popcorn like that. They wouldn't be ruining someone else's movie-going experience. I wouldn't let that happen. And I would definitely not let a random, like, my kid's friend fill up his thing with icy.
I mean, that's tough.
Would.
No, it's because I think I would raise my kid to not have a friend like that in the first place.
But we're saying you're in this situation right now. Would you let that kid do that?
I'd let him and then beat my kid when I go home. Like, this is you. This is your friend. You idiot.
You idiot. That's a funny phrase. And just like deadpan. You idiot.
Not even good hits, like.
Oh, man. What a kid.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that kid will amount to nothing in his life, but
Yep.
that's fine.
What if he was our one fan?
What?
And he was our one fan and he heard that.
He's like,
No.
he's probably going to kill us now.
You can try. Just.
The next movie is your choice.
The Flash. Come on. Get real, Adrian.
Over Asteroid City.
Yes, sir.
I think it's a good choice just like to shit on it. And like there's so many
What do you mean?
There's
What do you mean, Adrian?
All right. There's already talking points. Here you go. The Flash, the second choice was Asteroid City. Do you notice that The Flash is just gonna be like Spider-Man No Way Home?
Yeah.
Okay.
But better. Ooh.
Dang, Ivan's going at it.
Ooh.
Okay. Ivan, are you ready for section we like to call?
Things and such.
Let me start off with this.
Go ahead.
I have 2 sports things for you. Let me just edit my notes here.
Nuggets. We did it.
Oh, God. Here we go.
I'm a nugget. You're a nugget.
I don't think it's used that way. I actually don't even have that as one of my things. I have more interesting things to talk about.
Joker.
You're a Joker fan?
Yeah, I'm a Joker.
Okay. Zion Williamson and Ja Morant. I knew it. Not a real basketball fan, are we? They are 2 of the most talented prospects from the 2019, I think, basketball draft. They're drafted 1 and 2, I think.
Okay.
Or 1 and 3, whatever. The point is this. Ja has shown that he is a very good basketball player.
Mm-hmm.
Helped his team win many games. Haven't really done much as far as like getting to the finals. That's fair. He's still young. But controversy over controversy. Him posing with guns.
Oh, I heard about this.
Him beating up like a high school kid when he's an NBA basketball player, you know? And then there's also, we have Zion Williamson now. Zion has not lived up to his potential. He shows flashes of talent, but he can't put that talent to use because he gets injured every 20 games and he's gone for the whole season.
Right.
And the predicament with him is he has a lot of weight issues. So he's an explosive athlete, but when you're that explosive and you're overweight, it could lead to injuries. But that's not the worst of it with our boy Zion. Or maybe it is the worst of it. Who knows? He just had a kid with a lady. And that seemed fine. He had a kid with a lady. Not his wife. It's a lady. He loves the lady.
All right.
He loves the kid.
Yeah.
They had a gender reveal.
Huh?
Day later, porn star is like, you are messed up, Zion.
Why?
You said you were gonna, I was your number one. You said you were gonna have me live with you. You're gonna fly me out to New Orleans to live in New Orleans with proof that she had proof, TikTok.
Was there a contract?
No contract.
You don't got him.
Oh, but this is the thing. To me, that doesn't matter. What matters is like the man that would put himself in that situation.
Right.
And to be, and it's fine, like obviously we all have temptations,
Right.
but you are number one pick in the draft. You are supposedly, people think that you can be one of the all-time greats. Your talent, like your athletic ability, a lot of people have never seen. And you do these things.
I think.
What's wrong with these two guys, Ivan? Give us your
Here we go.
your clinical breakdown.
As a basketball aficionado.
Obviously, you're aficionado. The
Nuggets!
Way you say that, okay, keep going.
I think, and punch me whenever I'm wrong. Don't hold back. I feel like they have to reconsider how they draft people. I think just straight up raw talent is not something they should look for anymore, that's not the right word. Just because you get so famous so fast these days, and I don't think anyone is prepared for that. Like, no matter how good you are, like, you will not survive the fame, the social media, everyone telling you you're the next Jordan, which they probably did. And I like, did that exist back then? Like, did that exist with Kobe, with LeBron? Because they're obviously with Michael, they're obviously like the peaks.
Well, it has existed. Obviously, social media is a different beast and it can kill someone. But the one critique on that, the one rebuttal is like LeBron had it worse
At the start.
Yeah, when he was in high school, they've never done this, but when he was in high school, they played his high school basketball games on ESPN. Like that's how renowned he was before he even touched the NBA.
Right.
And to LeBron's credit, he has gone like almost sinless throughout his whole career.
Right.
And that's quite an achievement.
Right.
Where you have these two guys who, like, in 5 seasons, they've already have 20 more things than LeBron has.
And I think LeBron is just like a very lucky example of someone who went through it. Like, that's just not going to happen again. Like, realistically, like, it could.
Yeah.
But maybe he had like really good mentors at the time who told him, like, look, I know what they're saying, but you got to just stick to the game, that sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And feels like they don't have that. So I think now, and punch me if I'm wrong, in the neck, the back of the neck.
I hope to God you're wrong.
You're like, I'm ready. I think when they're drafting, they got to like really interview them, like their mentality. Because if they're watching them at the game, they're not going to see like, oh, do they have like 5 girlfriends they're talking to?
Okay, well, maybe I should punch you, but you are wrong because they already do that.
Okay.
I think what happens is like these guys are so good that it's too tempting to just let them walk.
Oh, okay.
You know?
That's a gamble then.
It's the biggest gamble.
This is all a gamble?
That's what you have to say. Right? And like to your point of like you have to have the right mentors. There's a guy called Wemby. He's coming into the league. Wemby. His name's Wemby Yama. They call him Wemby.
Wemby.
It's a great name. He's like comparable to LeBron as far as like he's coming into the league and he's gonna be that good. And he's going into the right scenario because like they already know who's gonna pick him because he's projected to be the number 1 draft pick because he's just better than everyone. And the team that has the number 1 draft pick is the Spurs, and they're known to be like, just like, they know what to do as a franchise. Like they have the right leadership and all that. So like for him to go there, it's very safe. And even for Zion, if he would have got drafted by them, it would have been a much better place than to go to New Orleans, or for like Ja Morant to go to Memphis Grizzlies.
Right.
Because he would have had that leadership from the beginning.
Okay.
I guess the point is like, you are right, But how do we fix the problem? It's not just like you're saying fix it by the team avoiding them, but how do you fix the individuals?
I think you just like a lot more rigorous interviewing process. Like I don't know what I have to like look what they do and say.
Uh-huh.
I'm sure they're looking like, oh, how do you this happens? What do you do?
Yeah,
Like, I'm
it's
sure
like an
that,
interview. Yeah,
but maybe just more like I don't know if more precise, like just considering social media and like, are you willing to get like a therapist, that sort of thing?
you know, if I was like, if I were the Pelicans who drafted Zion,
Mm-hmm.
and I knew there was like some red flags, right?
Mm-hmm.
But he's just so good, and you have the number one pick, I would pick him. But you have to know, like, okay, we need to invest 10 million on just surrounding him with the right team,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Already get his shrink lined up, already
Yeah,
get
yeah,
his,
yeah, yeah.
all that, you know, get him all he needs, and be like, we need to invest in him even more than a regular guy, just because he's that.
Do they do that at all now, or do they just like?
I'm sure they do that, but like, I think that needs to be better. Maybe that's the actual fix.
Because
Because at the same time,
yeah.
you have to hope that a guy can get better if you help him, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And you can't just be like, so what would you do in this situation? Oh, I would kill him. Okay. I won't draft you.
Yeah. Just I don't know a lot
Yeah.
is the thing.
Yeah.
But
But that's a start.
yeah. I don't know. I just imagine I'm imagining them just like when they pick the draft pick, they're like, okay, we got it locked. We gotta hope he's as good as like we think he is, instead of like, okay, we got him, now let's spend the 10 million to get his therapists, his sports therapist, his actual therapist, like get all that together and just do that like across the board. Cause like all these people, they're coming from most likely not the best areas.
Mm-hmm.
And whether they understand it or not, it's going to bleed into like if like even Kobe, like I'm sure he had some traumatic thing that made him so like insanely like laser focused, dedicated, like
Mamba mentality.
like that's just almost unnatural.
I've been into movies. We lost another one, or we might be losing another one. Terno Cuerta.
Oh yeah, I heard. I think it's just like all right, sure. Not like
Guys, I apologize for my podcast host.
just like I don't even care enough to like defend or like even attack him. You know, just like okay, if he did it, he did it. I'm never gonna talk to him. I'm never gonna like give my piece to him. Like it doesn't matter if I actually have an opinion.
Does it reaffirm something in you?
Marvel's dying.
I think it's more like celebrities.
Dying.
Like, stop looking at celebrities.
Yeah.
Like, we're humans. We're all evil in a way. Anything you're watching?
I watched a few movies.
What'd you watch?
I watched The Cable Guy with Jim Carrey.
What'd you think?
I was a little like, this is pretty annoying at first, but like after watching it, I was like, okay, this is actually pretty like deep in its own comedic way.
Yes.
I just think it's aged out from like comedy. It just outdated.
Yeah.
Comedy wise, but like the bones, like this is real.
Very sinister, like
Yeah.
very dark.
Yeah.
I think that's probably one of the reasons it didn't do like extremely well.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think it was too dark for a lot of people.
Mm.
I like that movie. What else did you watch? Jack Black, right? Jack Black.
Oh yeah, for a little bit. Yeah. It felt weird because he wasn't the main character and he was like kind of a weird, dopey kind of guy. Like, I don't like this.
Yeah.
Just so old, but whatever. I watched Spider-Verse again in theaters.
Really?
Because I saw like a bunch of like YouTube videos and TikToks explaining like how great it was. Because I didn't understand. It was just like animators and comic book nerds being like, it's insane they did this because of this, and then they actually did this, and this character's from that, and it's cool that they did that. I was like, oh wow, this is like insanely deep.
Yep.
And they said the Spider Punk, it took like 5 years to figure out his animation style, and 5 years to like R&D it until like they can finally nail it down, just for like his style in that like 10-second sequence of like his backstory, which is like, geez, 5 years just for that, and it looks so good. It makes sense, but it's cool just to see like them breaking so many, not rules, just conventions.
Yeah.
Because like Pixar was like, oh, if you're not designing like Pixar, you're not doing a good CG animated movie.
Yeah.
But now it's like Pixar is kind of outdated at this point because they're not really expanding artistically. It's like they focus on technology a lot.
I feel like this movie will do a lot of things. It'll usher in maybe not as good movies, not this good, but like it'll start its own trend of people trying different things.
Happened with the first one. Like after that, some animated movies came out. I think with this, it's just like it gives people permission to not do it the normal way, which is like I think the most important thing.
I mean, that's the same thing can be said for Everything Everywhere All at Once. Like,
yeah,
it's another movie that did exactly the same thing in a way. What else do you watch? Movie? That's it.
I think that's it. I saw Bumblebee, but we already talked about that.
There's news that Sarah Polley, your girl from the director of Women Talking,
Sure.
she's gonna do a an adaptation of Bambi, which is like so weird. Like, I
don't know. That like I think we're crossing a line here.
I thought the David Lowery Peter Pan was gonna be amazing. I didn't watch it, and I heard it's just like okay. So I don't have high hopes for this.
I think
because I was like, if someone can make a good adaptation, it's gonna be Lowery.
This is kind of showing like if you want to, there's like no, you can't do like a 1-on-1 adaptation because like, is it just gonna be real deer? Like, I don't think that's the path, the right path anymore.
Hopefully, she pulls like a Barbie.
I'm hoping like that and Spider-Verse, like that sort of thing, where like pay homage to the fact that it was animated. Like, I don't feel like any of the, like the Lion King, anything paid homage to like that. They're just like, oh, let's just make it real forgetting that it being animated is also super important. So hopefully they do that with this, and with Spider-Verse, it's like, just be a little, let the artists do their thing while
let them cook.
Let them cook.
Ivan, I want to talk to you about a show that I'm scared to watch. It's called The Idol.
I saw half an episode.
Why'd you watch only half?
Boring.
Really?
Got bored.
What was so boring about it?
It just like for half an hour they're in a house, like a mansion. I was like, oh, they're kind of starting like luxury, like you know, like Succession, like cool set pieces and stuff like that. But they're in the house for half an hour, and like they don't look at the house. Not that like you should, but it was just boring. Like I didn't care about any of the stuff.
Did you happen to see The Weeknd? You didn't get to his part? I heard. So this is the thing with this show. It's basically is like softcore porn right now on HBO. And they're saying The Weeknd is a bad actor. They're saying Lily Rose was degraded by being in the show because she's nude a lot, and there's a lot of like nudity in this show. But I have like heavy satire vibes just from like the periphery, from hearing what the show's about and like how they're presenting it. That being said, I haven't watched it. I'm not gonna watch it because if I watch it, my wife's like, "Why are you watching this right now?" But I do want to say like these kind of shows always have like a cult status because people rewatch it like, "Oh, it's actually about this."
I thought it was gonna be like super satire. Like I get how they wanted to make it like, oh, fame and idolization isn't actually a good thing. And I'm sure by the end, it's like the weekend dies. This girl is in a mental asylum, and they'll be like, see? But the way they go about it, it's like almost too obvious sometimes.
You know what movie? Yeah, what movie reminds me of the show? Even though I haven't seen the show, I'm just like,
Hmm.
Blonde.
Oh,
Why is this not Blonde? Because I thought Blonde was really good, even though it was like basically like again softcore porn.
because in Blonde, I was never like, wow, she's amazing. But in this, like, they're all kind of like, she's amazing. Like, they kind of want you to think she's amazing, even if it's not.
But maybe that's trying to lead you up to realize that she's not amazing.
But I don't think that's the right way to do it. I feel like not healthy to do it that way. I feel like the whole time you should be like, oh, poor girl. But like they make her seem like
She likes it.
there's moments where she's like super depressed and stuff, but it just doesn't feel like she's suffering too hard from it. Like she obviously is,
But maybe that's the swerve.
but it doesn't feel right. It just doesn't feel right.
Okay, I need to watch it to really rebut this.
Rebute.
Ivan, guess what's coming back? Winning Time. Los Angeles.
Skyhook. Nuggets.
Oh god,
Joker.
Here he goes again.
Joker.
I don't know what that is.
That's the Joker. The real ones know. They'll know.
Okay, the real ones know out there. It's funny because this show should be like my favorite show of all time, but I kind of didn't like season 1. Hopefully, this one really changes that up. Because, like, honestly, I would love. I mean, it's the freaking Lakers. It's HBO. It should be a great show, but I don't know. It's not translating for me.
I think it's because they make it like, well, I think it's kind of doing what The Idol wanted to do, where like super Showtimey, fun fireworks, but then you look into it and like, oh, absolutely nobody was happy in this era, that sort of thing. But they don't explicitly ever say that. It's like just at the end, it was what's his face, the owner, being like,
Trade bus.
yeah, just unhappy with winning. Like his mom's like kind of called it out from the beginning, and then Magic unsatisfied because he didn't go against Larry Bird.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's just set up to be unsatisfying, which is kind of what I thought the Idol was gonna do. But Idol just feels like, ugh, I don't know.
Fair. Video games, Evan.
I have killed Ganondorf, the Demon King.
Get in!
Nuggets.
I actually want to talk to you about new games coming out.
Oh.
Starfield. Did you see the recent announcements? That game looks pretty dope.
Yeah, probably be good.
Gave me Star Trek vibes. The ability to create your own ships. I mean, that's like kind of what you're asking for, right? Like the customizable nature of it.
Yeah.
What are your apprehensions? I can see it all over your face.
I'm worried there won't be it'll just be a very boring thing the whole time. Like it's one thing to have all these things, but if the gameplay is just boring, it won't be worth it.
The shooting looked fun, but you have to really play it to understand.
Yeah, and like Bethesda isn't really known for its great action.
Right. They're
Like,
known for their stories.
Yeah, they're known for like how good their lore is and how like you could find all the little secrets by exploring. And like Skyrim, it was like all the mods that come out is pretty much like rehauling everything they did wrong. And this was, there's a lot of reasons to not be too excited, but it looks pretty good.
Xbox only. So you're not going to play it for sure.
PC.
Are you really going to?
I could.
Final Fantasy is about to come out. People are hyped. Demo came out. Did you play it? Looks good. Fable. That one looks interesting to me.
Yeah.
Like, I would like a funny game.
And it's like, the trailer gives a lot of like green flags because it's an old IP. But usually, I think the trend is just like keep making sequels. But now they're kind of like, let's just restart it. Let's redo it because it's if they stuck in the style they were before, it would have been so outdated.
Yeah,
But they haven't shown gameplay too much or at all, I think.
they didn't. Nope.
But good signs so far.
Star Wars Outlaws.
Unlike Ubisoft.
Ubisoft. That's a good way of putting that down.
Ubisoft.
First open world Star Wars game though.
I don't know. I'm just tired of them.
Why? Because of Assassins or Micro?
I just feel like they don't care about.
Great games.
Yeah, just like
They're churning them out.
yeah, definitely.
Okay. Lastly, Marathon, the Bungie game.
Oh yeah,
That game, when I saw the trailer, I was like, "This is rock." It reminded me of what do I have here? Oh, Blade Runner, but with the lights turned on.
okay.
Like, oh, Blade Runner is cool if I could see everything. Then they turned on the lights. Like, oh, I didn't know this was Marathon.
It'll probably be good. Like it's their first actual game. It feels just because they put like 10,000 years into Destiny 1 and 2.
But then again, I'm not a shooter guy. You know?
Yeah.
Like I'm never gonna play it.
But like
Maybe I'll play just for fun one day.
they're definitely like the company who's like invested the most in perfecting the shooter.
Yes.
So now like okay, they have a chance to just make the shooter just because like they
know everything.
yeah, like they've tried everything. They like with Halo they pretty much started the shooter, and then Destiny 2 no one hates it because of its shooting aspects. Like that's the best part. They hate it just because you gotta grind and stuff like that. But people like that too. But
Any
exciting.
game stuff you got to say? You beat Tears of the Kingdom.
Yeah,
Great game.
yeah. Poor Xbox.
Oof. Why? They don't have the good stuff?
The
And you wanted me to buy an Xbox. You were trying to make me lose all the money I had.
they're just it feels the consensus of the hive mind, which is usually right, of the mainstream, is that they're not really giving what they promised. And it's been like
the frame rate stuff, right?
no, it's just like games. Like it feels like they promised the games like 5 years ago. And like
okay.
now it's like, okay, I think it's time to have the games you promised. Now it's like it's not even impatience. It's just like
It's wrong.
you're taking too long now.
Yeah.
And now it feels like you're just not doing anything.
Yeah. Yeah, when I was looking at like their game profiles, it's like, oh, they don't have that many. And PS5 has like a bunch of like exclusives coming up. And obviously Bethesda's its own beast, but
And maybe they're playing like the long game. But I said the same about DC.
I mean, to be fair, everyone's trying to play the long game and it'll take a long time to figure
But I
out.
think they're playing like ultra long. Like, oh, if you wait 10 years
Well, Microsoft will never die.
so far.
And Xbox will never die.
So far.
Music, Ivan. I got two things. No, I got one thing.
Downgraded.
Post Malone.
New album coming out?
Yep. He said, let me just say this.
Okay,
It's called Austin. That's
sure.
his real name.
I know.
He said, this is the best thing I've ever done, which I think we've heard from every artist every time. But it's like, it's the most I've ever put into an album. And I kind of believe him because his songs are a little different, the ones he came out with.
Mm-hmm.
The lyrics are kind of like, I got two girls in the jacuzzi, popping bottles on the Uzi. I just made that up. You like that? But he said he plays guitar on every
Okay.
track. I'm not saying this album is going to be a 5 out of 5, but I'm feeling like I'm really going to like this album just like for the summer.
I've always said he had it. He has something that he never really was able to really unlock. So maybe now he can do it.
Mm-hmm. And I think
see.
his unlocking is just like a 4 out of 5. Like that's fine.
Yeah.
And I would accept that.
I just don't trust music anymore. Like There's nothing really coming out.
Yeah, hip hop wise, definitely not nothing coming out.
Well, what other? What?
I can't really get like I'm not in the music sphere to even say. Like I see Pitchfork give good ratings, so but I'm not gonna be like, yeah, Pitchfork gave it a good rating, so there is good stuff.
Tough.
Do you have anything else to say for this week? If not, I have one last thing.
Tell me.
So this is a section I like to call Adriano's random tweet of the week.
Who's Adriano?
You're looking at him, baby.
That's you?
And I'm gonna show you a tweet,
Huh.
and I want your sincere reaction, and then you just have to describe the tweet to
Gulp.
the viewers.
I thought this was gonna be like a hot take sort of thing, like Elon Musk said.
It might be that next week, but describe it.
They got his plums.
And we'll leave it at that, people. They got his plums. We'll be back next week, Ivan. He's traumatized with the Flash. I'm gonna give an early prediction and say 3.5.
I say 3.75.
Actually, 3.75.
Come on.
3.5.
Jeez.
I want a 3.75 though, for reals.
Okay, you can have it.
All right.
I'll go 4.
We'll be back next week. Peace out.
Bye.